Okay, so recently I watched this video on TikTok from a tech content creator who said that in Nigeria we do not have any actual scan to pay features with the bank apps and everything. Now, I would have linked the video to show you guys, but however, I think the creator took down their video or something, so yeah, I can't really show you anything. But for context, here is what the creator said in their video. So essentially, one day they went out to eat and they wanted to buy food and everything. So when they went to where to buy the food and stuff, they got the food, but then however, when it was time to pay, they saw that the vendor had their account number plastered and everything. And what they wanted to do was that they wanted to use their bank app to basically scan the account number, so that way they wouldn't have to type it down manually. But however, their bank app did not have that feature at all, so they were forced to do it manually. Now this creator was like, why is it that banks in Nigeria do not have that feature? Why not that, the OCR, where you can basically just use your phone, scan an account number, and from there it types it for you? And obviously this creator is right, because a majority of banks in Nigeria do not have this feature at all. And the reason why I believe that banks in Nigeria do not have this feature in particular is because of the fact that there is a low demand. It is possible to add this feature and stuff to the bank app and everything, but however, people are not demanding for it. Like, people would rather do it traditionally because that is something that works in Nigeria. So banks do not see a reason to have to add this feature when now that everybody's already used to what they have. So they're sticking to what works best than rather adding something that people are not really used to. You get what I'm trying to say? But speaking of the scan to pay feature, technically banks in Nigeria actually do have this feature, but however, it doesn't work in that same sense with OCR, where you can just scan the account number, then it types it for you automatically. Instead, here is how scan to pay works with a typical Nigerian bank. Now, I'm going to be using a random bank, for example. I'm not sure whether or not, it has the feature that I'm talking about, but, it's dependent on the bank and everything. But let's use Zenith Bank as an example. Let's say that Zenith Bank has a feature where you can create a QR code. Basically, it will let you create a QR code inside of the app, and then anybody can scan that QR code and pay you money. But however, when I say anybody, I mean anybody who has the Zenith Bank app will be able to use their app and scan the QR code that you made from the Zenith Bank app and everything. If somebody has another bank from maybe like OPay or GT Bank, MoneyPoint, Wema or whatnot, and they try to scan that code you made from Zenith Bank, it won't work. Basically, like, the scan to pay feature only works within the ecosystem of that particular bank and not with multiple banks as a whole. Do you get what I mean? Now, this makes scan to pay limited in Nigeria, because think about it. If now that I make a QR code that only works with GT Bank and then somebody has another bank and everything, it wouldn't work at all. In fact, even if that person was to have a GT Bank account and they could scan that stuff easily, they won't use it, because in Nigeria we're used to typing everything down manually. That's what we're used to, not this type of stuff here. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But in the end of the day, this does not mean that there are not any banking platforms that have the scan to pay feature that I talked about earlier, where you can scan the account number and not a QR code. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you 4 different bank platforms that have this feature, where you can basically use your phone and scan an account number without you having to type it down manually. Okay, so the first platform on our list we're going to be talking about is one called Xara AI. Now, Xara AI is a platform that essentially creates a bank account, but however, within the WhatsApp ecosystem. Like how on WhatsApp, where now that if you want to send somebody a text easily, or, voice notes or images or whatnot, basically Xara takes advantage of all that type of stuff and turns it into like a banking type of thing. So basically, when you register on Xara, it generates an account number for you, and from there you can do different types of commands. Like, for example, if you want it to send money to someone, you just type send 1,000 naira to, type in the person's account number and then the bank, and then from there it's going to detect that person's stuff, and then from there you can easily send them money. And then also you can even send like a picture or a screenshot of an account number. Like, if you snap a picture with your phone of an account number and everything, it will detect it, and then from there you can easily send money to that person. You can even use voice notes where you'll be like, oh, send 1,000 to blah blah blah, and from there it will be able to send it to that person that way. Now, honestly, Xara AI is quite groundbreaking and stuff, and this is why I encourage you guys to use it. Like, I won't cap with you here. And if you want to learn more about Xara and how to use it, check the description box below. I have many videos that explain how to go about it. The next platform on our list that has this feature is one called owo.co. Now, owo.co works similarly to Xara AI that I just talked about, but however, there are a few differences. The one key difference is that instead of it to generate an account number and everything that you can use to send and receive money like Xara does, owo.co instead lets you link your existing bank account from any commercial bank in Nigeria or Kuda Bank. That's the only microfinance bank that's available on that platform. And when you link your account to Owo, you can easily use it to transfer money and everything without you having to use that bank app in the first place. Like, basically the same commands that Xara AI has, where you can, use voice notes or text or images to send money and everything, it has that same thing as well. So if you say send 1,000 naira to blah blah blah, it has it. Do you get what I mean? And then they even have this cashback program where I think if you spend like 1,000 naira and above, they give you cashback for whatever you spend. And also at the same time, you can even link multiple accounts. So if you have like multiple commercial banks every time, maybe you have Polaris Bank, you have Zenith, you have Kuda and all that type of stuff, you can link all of them at the same time and you can switch between which banks you want. Now, if you want to learn more about Owo and everything, I have a video in the description that talks more about it. The third platform on our list is a bank called Moremonee. Now, Moremonee is a microfinance bank, and you can download the app in the description box below for either the Play Store or App Store. Now, Moremonee has this feature where now that if you click on send money, you see this picture icon where you can basically scan an account number, and from there you can scan it without you having to type it down manually, and you can easily send money to that person. I also did make a video on Moremonee talking about the features it has and everything, and if you want to learn more about Moremonee, you can check the description box below. The final platform on our list is one called AidaPay. Now, AidaPay is a bill payment platform that you can use to pay for your airtime, data, electricity, and so on. Now, AidaPay has the scan to pay feature where you can basically scan an account number with your phone camera, and then from there, it will automatically type it down without you having to do anything. Like, I used it practically and everything, and it worked, and it was very, very nice. You can check my video in the description box below if you want to learn more about AidaPay. Now, overall, all these platforms will let you scan an account number with your phone camera to pay and everything, just like that. So if there's any platform that you like on this list, please leave it in the comment section below. And have you used any of these 4 platforms below? Tell us your thoughts about them in the comments as well. And if you want to see more videos like this, please comment below. And as always, I hope I see you guys next time.